December 11, 1912. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. I await without haste, without inquietude, the tearing of another veil, the union made more complete. I know that the veil is formed of a whole mass of small imperfections, of attachments without number. How shall all these disappear? Slowly, as the result of countless small efforts and a vigilance not faltering even for a moment, or suddenly, through a great illumination of thy all-puissant love? I know not. I do not even put to myself the question. I wait, keeping watch as best I can, in the certitude that nothing exists save thy will, that thou alone art the doer, and I am the instrument. And when the instrument is ready for a completer manifestation, the manifestation will quite naturally take place. Already there is heard from behind the veil the wordless symphony of gladness that reveals thy sublime presence. February 5, 1913. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. Thy voice is heard as a melodious chant in the stillness of my heart, and is translated in my head by words which are inadequate and yet replete with thee. And these words are addressed to the earth and say to her, Poor sorrowful earth, remember that I am present in thee, and lose not hope. Each effort, each grief, each joy and each pang, each call of thy heart, each aspiration of thy soul, each renewal of thy seasons, all without exception, what seems to thee sorrowful and what seems to thee joyous, what seems to thee ugly and what seems to thee beautiful, all infallibly lead thee towards me, who am endless peace, shadowless light, perfect harmony, certitude, rest, and supreme blessedness. Hearken, O earth, to the sublime voice that arises. Hearken and take new courage. February 8, 1913. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. O Lord, thou art my refuge and my blessing, my strength, my health, my hope and my courage. Thou art supreme peace, unalloyed joy, perfect serenity. My whole being prostrates before thee in a gratitude beyond measure and a ceaseless worship. and that worship goes up from my heart and my mind towards Thee like the pure smoke of incense of the perfumes of India. Let me be Thy herald among men, so that all who are ready may taste the beatitude that Thou grantest me in Thy infinite mercy. And let Thy peace reign upon earth. February 10, 1913. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. My being goes up to Thee in thanksgiving, not because Thou usest this weak and imperfect body to manifest Thyself, but because Thou dost manifest Thyself, and that is the splendor of splendors, the joy of joys, the marvel of marvels. All who seek Thee with ardor should understand that Thou art there whenever there is need of Thee, and if they could have the supreme faith to give up seeking Thee, but rather to await Thee at each moment, putting themselves integrally at Thy service. Thou wouldst be there whenever there was need of Thee. And is there not always need of Thee with us, whatever may be the different and often unexpected forms of Thy manifestation? Let Thy glory be proclaimed and sanctify life. Let it transform men's hearts, and Thy peace reign on earth. February 12, 1913. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. As soon as all effort disappears from a manifestation, it becomes very simple, with the simplicity of a flower opening, manifesting its beauty and spreading its fragrance without clamor or vehement gesture. And in this simplicity lies the greatest power, the power which is least mixed and least gives rise to harmful reactions. The power of the vital should be mistrusted. It is a tempter on the path of the work, and there is always a risk of falling into its trap. For it gives you the taste of immediate results. And in our first eagerness to do the work well, we let ourselves be carried away to make use of this power. But very soon it deflects all our action from the right course and introduces a seed of illusion and death into what we do. Simplicity, simplicity. How sweet is the purity of Thy presence. March 13, 1913. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. let the pure perfume of sanctification burn always, rising higher and higher, and straighter, like the ceaseless prayer of the integral being, desiring to unite with Thee so as to manifest Thee. May 11, 1913. Translation by Sri Aurobindo. As soon as I have no longer any material responsibilities, all thoughts about these things flee far away from me, and I am solely and entirely occupied with Thee and Thy service. Then, in that perfect peace and serenity, I unite my will to Thine, and in that integral silence, I listen to Thy truth and hear its expression. It is by becoming conscious of Thy will and identifying ours with Thine that there is found the secret of true liberty and all puissance, the secret of the regeneration of forces and the transfiguration of the being. To be constantly and integrally at one with Thee is to have the assurance that we shall overcome every obstacle and triumph over all difficulties, both within and without. O Lord, Lord, a boundless joy fills my heart. Songs of gladness surge through my head in marvelous waves, and in the full confidence of Thy certain triumph, I find a sovereign peace and an invincible power. Thou fillest my being, Thou animatest it, Thou settest in motion its hidden springs, Thou illuminest its understanding, Thou intensifiest its life, Thou increasest tenfold its love. And I no longer know whether the universe is I or I the universe, whether Thou art in me or I in Thee. Thou alone art, and all is Thou, and the streams of Thy infinite grace fill and overflow the world. Sing, O lands, sing, O people, sing, O men. The divine harmony is there.